you sincerely for choosing to do business with an American wireless company that actually stands for something. And one more thing. Happy New Year.
Daniel will not stop crying. I've changed him, fed him, walked him around, and he's still crying. Now I'm panicking. What should I do?
It's okay. We're glad you called. We learned during the Period of Purple Crying program that babies tend to cry a lot in the first few months of life.
If nothing is working and you need a break, put the baby in a safe place and take a few minutes to walk away and calm down.
During the period of purple crying, it is crucial to stay calm and never shake a baby. To learn more, visit preventchildabusefl.org.
This message is sponsored by the Ounce of Prevention Fund of Florida, the State of Florida, Department of Health, and the Florida Association of Broadcasters.
Happy Sunday from the Sports Zone with Patrick Hyland. And we do hope that it's a happy day and that everything is going as well for you and your family as it possibly can. That today is a good day and that you have many, many more good days in front of you. But no matter how well any of us are doing on this good day, the unfortunate reality of life remains that all of us are likely to face bad days in the future, no matter how distant that future may seem right now. When it comes to matters of health, particularly as we and our loved ones get older, it's predictable that all of us are likely to face hard challenges the longer we live, and that is multiplied by the amount of people we are directly responsible for. You may not want to ask yourself this question, but what if something unexpected happened to you today or tomorrow? How would your family be impacted, particularly those who are relying on you? Is there a plan in place for the bad days that all of us will inevitably face? Just like the best time to prepare for the storm is before storm season arises, so too is it best to prepare for the toughest seasons of your life during these times, which are relatively good and free from the storms. If you don't feel confident that you're prepared for those bad days ahead, either for yourself or your family, give Patrick Hyland a call right now. 813-966-1052. That's 813-966-1052. Patrick has insurance solutions and years of experience helping people plan for their financial future and guiding them through the storms of their lives. When it comes to matters of health, finances, and the challenges that go along with getting older, Patrick's experience can help you find the right answers. You can't ensure that bad days ahead won't happen, but you can insure yourself against the worst possible scenarios. So buy yourself some peace of mind while your skies are still peaceful and call Patrick Hyland today, 813-966-1052. That's 813-966-1052. And if you're a veteran, we thank you for your service.
Passionate about sports? Want to talk college, prep, or pros? It's time to enter the Sports Zone with Patrick Hyland. Call in. Tell Patrick how you see it. In Hillsboro, 813-289-1860. Anywhere else, toll free 877-969-8600. And now your host, Patrick Hyland.
All right. Thank you for tuning in to AM 860, The Sports Zone. You can catch us on the stream, on YouTube, and my friend Michael Peter at his radio network, IRN. And we're getting out there for you, trying to make some fun. We'll talk about the Bucks here in just a minute, but I always like to start the show with a heartfelt thanks for our military, because freedom isn't free. And you can just ask Venezuela. Okay, they're happy they're getting some freedom, and thank God that our people, we have freedom here to be able to do this show. So God bless them. The military doing a great job. Also, our policemen and women out there doing the best they can with what they're faced with all the legalities of letting people get off with a hand slap. That needs to change, and it will. And I just think things are getting better. Ice, ice, baby. And then our teachers out there are really making it happen with getting these kids right, and hopefully get them from being indoctrinated in nonsense and learning things. We really need to get the teachers to teach them financial awareness, because if you teach a kid that, he's not dependent on anybody, and that can change a lot of control factors, folks. So just a few things I want to share in our first responders. Always Johnny on the spot out there helping out the people and taking care of them in jobs we don't want to do. But Happy New Year to everybody. We appreciate you tuning in and having some fun here on the Sports Zone. Scott Levinson from two places, Otto Manelli Foods, and do not forget Opportunity Knox, folks. You had a big sales yesterday, brother.
Selling a lot of eggs and ground beef.
Amen to that, brother.
That just, every week it's something different.
It's funny you would say that, because we were just talking off the air about Brock Purdy in San Francisco looking real good yesterday.
Speaking of ground beef.
Well, there you go. But no, it's called a San Francisco omelet, and it's really good. Ground beef, eggs, feta cheese, spinach. Ain't half bad. I was surprised how good it was myself. So there you go, man. All different culinary things out there. But and Josh, how the heck you doing? You're at the game live, baby. Our in-house reporter. How about them Bucks?
I endured the rain, me and my fellow Buccaneers fans. And no, I was proud of everyone that they were toughing it out. Bucks fans aren't known as being the most, I don't know, the toughest bunch of them all, not the loudest. He was always a visiting fan presence that's there. And so when there's that much of a storm going on, it was cold, it was rainy, it was not fun, but people were there hooting and hollering, toughing it out. And we got the win. And
Ponchos.
Everyone is getting nervous again. They're late because we've seen it happen too much in this second half of the season. But you started to see that first half Baker, the scrambling, the moving around, the making things happen. So it was good. It was encouraging. But now today, we are all Saints fans.
Oh, yeah.
We are the Tampa Tyler Shuck in New Orleans going to go in there. So ready to eat some gumbo and jambalaya, some po' boys, muffalettas, some beignets.
Man, he hit everyone except one thing. My favorite. Crawfish etouffee, baby.
It's because I was nervous about saying etouffee on air. I had to give you that one. That's why.
You're good people, man.
That was not one of the George Carlin words.
No, he meant just the pronunciation
I
of
get it. I get it.
Okay, you sure? Because sometimes we worry about you, brother.
I ain't worry about me too.
Amen.
It's the enemy of the enemy is my friend type of deal. No Bucks fan feels comfortable rooting on the Saints. I guess we could get in with a bye, but if you don't like that, then just root for the Falcons to lose.
I got to be honest. Today's pretty easy for me because I am a Saints fan. I mean,
you've always liked them. You went to Tulane. They kind of were your second team.
Yeah, I sort of was, and I am a Saints fan.
And they used to not be in the Bucks division. So there you go.
I was there when the Saints, I believe it was 84.
Okay.
Started where they actually started winning games.
Yes.
And their
right.
Owner, George Benson, I believe it was.
You said it right.
That year, I believe it was 84, could have been 85. I'm pretty sure it was 84, 85 when they started him coming down to the field at the end of the game with his umbrella with that. Who dat say gonna beat them Saints? Who dat?
Yep.
And
Brooks at quarterback.
Yep.
Remember him?
I'm ready to pull out the who dats.
I just hope somebody said this and it was kind of funny. If you have a sense of humor, some Buck fans didn't appreciate it. I saw it out there on the websites and the pages. 4th and 2 from the 22. Saints down 16-14. And oh my gosh, they're not kicking the field goal. They just need out the game.
Line up for a field goal and take a knee. Oh my God.
I laughed so hard. I said, that's pretty funny. I'll tell you what I wish would have happened. This is about 8 to 10 years ago when the Raiders and the Chargers played on a Sunday night game. And if it ended in a tie, they both would have went to the playoffs.
They should have just let it end in the tie.
You betcha. Even better than that. Guess what would have happened at the start of the game? Just knee it out.
You can't do that. You can't just forfeit a game. Think about it. How are you going to just forfeit a game?
Maybe make them change the system. There you go. Yeah, and if no matter what happens today, gentlemen, do you think it's right, Scott, that Tampa Bay is going to be able to host a game if the Saints come through for us at 8-9?
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, and I'm not sure on the stats, but quick fingers, Josh here can maybe let us know. In the last, I think it's 12, 13 years, 10 years, whatever, we've had 3 division winners with losing records in the NFC South.
Yeah,
3 times.
That's correct.
Now, my question is
not just the NFC South either. Go ahead.
But I'm talking just
you're focusing on our Buckaroos. Go ahead.
Are any of those 3 times the times that the Bucks or Panthers made it to the Super Bowl?
No, sir.
We're sure.
Sure. Positive. You can look it up.
I don't know.
No.
Well, Patrick does know. That's why you just asked him, and he answered your question with confidence.
That's why I said I don't know.
Yeah, he does know. No, that's never happened.
No.
I think the only time a team, no.
There's been a couple now.
We won it as a wild card. I know that.
That is correct.
At 9-7.
That's correct. So that's
And
fine.
you were griping about that too.
No, I wasn't. If you get in there, 9-7 is better than 500. It's hard to win in the NFL. I'm willing to give you
Wait,
that.
what are you talking about when we won as a wild card? What are you talking about?
Didn't we win as a
You saying when
wild?
Brady won all those road
No,
games?
no. I thought in 2002 we won as a wild card.
Are you saying when we won the Super Bowl?
Yes.
When we won the Super Bowl, we didn't win the division. That was the whole thing. Brady had to run through the NFC. He had to beat Breeze on the road,
Right.
Rodgers on the road. That was when Taylor Heineke had the
Yeah.
Washington team.
Right.
That was in its own right and impressive and amazing.
No,
Right.
but were we our division champs in 2 when we won the Super Bowl?
Yes, because I know we only played 3 games, Josh. Double check me on that. Two playoffs and a Super Bowl. So that's why I know they had to win the division.
Yeah,
They
but
only
that
had to
was
play 3.
before they expanded, I thought.
No.
Are you talking about our first Super Bowl?
Brad
ring or
Johnson
most
and the
recent
boys.
One?
Yeah,
Good
no.
Lord, that's pulling it way back.
Yeah.
We won.
2002.
We were the 1 seed.
Bingo.
Okay, so
We were awesome. I know we
We
beat,
were awesome.
We were, obviously.
We beat the
Philly when
Je-
we didn't think
beat
we
the
would.
Jeff Garcia 49ers, whooped them, destroyed them, but that 49 at home. I remember that. And then it was the Eagles, right? When we knocked them off, Rondé and the pick 6.
Yeah.
But
that's
wasn't
something
that
that
in
we could have been
Philly,
1
though?
seed, Josh.
we were in Philly when that happened.
Bingo. So we must have been the 2 seed and Philly was the 1 seed.
That's true. Well, yeah, that's
But
true.
I think they both back then got a bye. Double check
Yes,
that one.
that's what you're talking about, the expansion, because
Right.
there were 2 teams to get a bye.
There you go.
Yes.
See, I
No, you love the game. You love the administrative side of the game. You did a great job with TBYFL. It's a
I
shame
just-
it's not here anymore in the form and fashion it should be, but that's a whole other segment for another day. And we'll get into that one day when we, talk about what's going on in Tampa Bay.
Joshua and I on the way here had our usual agreement on everything about the Bucks, and not.
Right. So what's your issue, Scott?
My only issue is they came out of that game,
Mm-hmm.
run up to the line, up tempo, boom, 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 boom.
Let them play, bro.
That's how. Whether we want to say Baker's good, bad, he's going to throw interceptions or not. That's where the Bucks offense plays their best football is up tempo, hurry up. Why is it we go down the field in 5 minutes, score, up tempo, and then we go back to that running the play clock all the way down to 2 seconds, 1 second. I don't understand why we do that.
Well, I know why they did yesterday, Scott. I agree with you because I like, moving the ball, getting up there and making it happen. You notice how offenses always do better on up tempo too because the defense can't get set. They've made
And they
some real
can't sub.
Yeah, they've changed that a little bit, which is good. But and I'm not a big fan of that hurry up on purpose because to me that's a little bush league, but that's my opinion. But I don't believe in waiting until the last second to snap the ball either, Scott. I'm with you there. But I think they knew their defense could hold that bunch to, 10, 14 points, just find a way to get 16, 17, and we win the game. So
But we've been doing that for the last.
I know.
I mean,
is that resilient or is that praying it in? There's an argument to be had on both sides of the coin. I don't like it because I don't think you can win a Super Bowl in today's game with that mentality. In 2000, we were talking about the 2002 Bucks. Yeah, I think you could. Not now.
But look at that team. When we played those games, we were ahead in games. We kept trying to score.
Yes.
It just seems to me we get up in a game and we
Play
get
keep away.
Keep away.
It's not good.
I that's just my perception. of
Josh,
it.
do you think he has somewhat of a point?
Yeah, absolutely. There's been some tempo issues. I also think that it's not just solely to blame on the coaching. I'd like to think that they know a little bit more than we do, that Baker has been playing through injuries, like we've said. I definitely still believe that after the season, they'll say he had this, this, and this. He needs surgery here and there. He'll be ready by training camp. I definitely think we're playing that. Godwin's playing hurt. Igbuka's playing hurt. Mike is old and probably still playing through whatever
You know
it
what,
is.
Josh?
Like, I do think that partially it could be that our team and our players, our personnel is not capable of maintaining that tempo and being effective. Baker from one play to the next can do his scrambling and Houdini act and then tackle our own guy for a loss, bobble the snap, throw a pick. I mean, I'm telling you, bro, there's some Jameis Winston to that kid.
There, it's called consistency. You got me laughing. No, the great point you made is, though, and we didn't give this kid enough credit. Cade Otton had a heck of a game
Crushed
yesterday.
it. Crushed it.
You know,
And again, that's when I think that
Well,
would have
God
been.
bless them.
Do you not think that was part of the scheme? Do you not think that was an emphasis?
That's why
point?
I have to go. Okay, they try to do the run the rock and hit the tight end.
Like J.C. Horn's a pretty good corner. They've got
He's
solid
very
guys.
good.
They're capable.
Yes,
I
they
would
do.
like to think that yes, that's why, because between the conditions on the field, limiting our ability to do
Right.
quick screens and slants and that sort of thing, it's okay. All reliable, Kate Otten, possession, catch the ball.
That was a
But
beautiful
why?
first drive
But why?
because the defensive scheme.
Right. And what did they do in that game every play he was on the field? They doubled Mike Evans, which leaves what I've been saying all year long. Even if he doesn't ever catch a pass, the middle of the field between the hashes will always be open.
Skinny post, baby.
I said that
Beautiful
yesterday.
thing.
Can we run a slant, please?
I think Baker has that gunslinger mentality, bro. He's not a Tom Brady nickel and dimer. He does not want to throw. I think it gets to where Baker's just like, I
We
gotta.
didn't throw deep once yesterday, did we?
Mm,
They interfered with Evans on the one deep one.
yep.
I think after Baker had the pick, which is bad, and then that stretch where there was the bobble, you saw him getting more quick to run and scramble than try to. I'm telling you, he knew the game was on the line, season was on the line. That's why he was running more. It's just he can't make every throw, man. He is not the same quarterback he was in the first half. And
Yeah.
some of that, honestly, if you look back and really grind the tape in all 22, the defenders were dropping some interceptions too early in the year.
Yeah. Yeah.
Baker is who he's always been.
He's a
He's not an 18 game
no.
quarterback. He's not. And most quarterbacks aren't.
Look
This
at,
is what separates the Patrick Mahomes, the Josh Allens. And that doesn't mean that all 18 games they're going to turn in an MVP performance either. But by and large, over the course of their careers, Matthew Stafford.
I'll tell you.
I mean, like,
yeah,
there's
get-
a
I
reason
get
these
what you're
guys are
saying,
held
but-
in a higher regard.
But think of what Baker did yesterday with his feet and throwing the ball,
Amazing.
extending the no. But if it was Patrick Mahomes, we would say, "Oh, that's Patrick. He's awesome. He's the greatest
I
quarterback
could
that's
care
ever
less about
lived."
what people not in this room would say, what they wouldn't say.
But
That
the
doesn't
fact
matter.
is, what Baker did yesterday was everything Patrick Mahomes does to win a game. He won that game with his feet, with his arm, and with his eyes yesterday.
But Josh brought up a great point that we need to discuss. Then we'll take a quick time out here on AM 860, The Answer, the Sports Zone. And then we're going to talk about the quarterback position, Seattle and Darnold and everybody. Here's what I have a problem with the quarterback position. We're not letting the quarterbacks check off plays as much as we used
Nope.
to. It's like baseball with the metrics. Are we changing sports to where it's not what it should be? We'll take your calls at 877-969-8600. That's 877-969-8600. We come back from this quick 2-minute timeout. We appreciate you listening to AM 860 The Answer, Salem Communications, and the Sports Zone. We'll be right back. Hi, folks. You've heard about Opportunity Knocks. Better answer the door. Well, guess what? There's a new meat market right across from Armwood High School called Opportunity Knocks, taking care of everybody out there when it comes to restaurants with their food. Well, guess what? Now you get restaurant quality right at Opportunity Knocks across from Armwood High School. You won't go wrong. It's football season. We're right in the meat of it, pun intended. And you can't beat it. Grilling it, frying it, however you want to do it, we'll make it happen at Opportunity Knocks, next to Martha's Restaurant.
Happy Sunday from the Sports Zone with Patrick Highland. And we do hope that it's a happy day and that everything is going as well for you and your family as it possibly can. That today is a good day and that you have many, many more good days in front of you. But no matter how well any of us are doing on this good day, the unfortunate reality of life remains that all of us are likely to face bad days in the future, no matter how distant that future may seem right now. When it comes to matters of health, particularly as we and our loved ones get older, it's predictable that all of us are likely to face hard challenges the longer we live, and that is multiplied by the amount of people we are directly responsible for. You may not want to ask yourself this question, but what if something unexpected happened to you today or tomorrow? How would your family be impacted, particularly those who are relying on you? Is there a plan in place for the bad days that all of us will inevitably face? Just like the best time to prepare for the storm is before storm season arises, so too is it best to prepare for the toughest seasons of your life during these times, which are relatively good and free from the storms. If you don't feel confident that you're prepared for those bad days ahead, either for yourself or your family, give Patrick Highland a call right now. 813-966-1052. That's 813-966-1052. Patrick has insurance solutions and years of experience helping people plan for their financial future and guiding them through the storms of their lives. When it comes to matters of health, finances, and the challenges that go along with getting older, Patrick's experience can help you find the right answers. You can't ensure that bad days ahead won't happen, but you can insure yourself against the worst possible scenarios. So buy yourself some peace of mind while your skies are still peaceful and call Patrick Highland today, 813-966-1052. That's 813-966-1052. And if you're a veteran, we thank you for your service.
Welcome back to the Sports Zone. Let's get back to the discussion. In Hillsboro, 813-289-1860. Anywhere else, toll free 877-969-8600. And now your host, Patrick Highland.
All right, folks, thanks for hanging in there with us on AM 860 The Answer. We appreciate you checking us out here. Talking about the quarterback position, we'll take your calls and get your opinion. 877-969-8600. Josh, if you were an offensive coordinator, head coach, how much would you allow your quarterback to check off the plays? And I'm going to give you a little caveat. He's been in the league for 3 years, and he's probably middle of the pack. What leeway does he get out of 60 plays is what you get in the National Football League average game? How many of those would you let him check off?
Oh, as much as he possibly can, because you can figure out what's going on up there. The difference is how many quarterbacks are capable of it. Everyone says that playing quarterback is the hardest job there is.
Mm-hmm.
That's why they were pulling Phillip Rivers off the couch rather than being able to develop any of the talent that comes through. All these. So at this point, as much as I've watched football and seen the league grow and evolve, I'm led to believe that it's extremely hard, and there's not that many quarterbacks that can do it, and there's not that many coaches that trust the quarterbacks to do it. You know, I think with any leadership position, even outside of sports, you got to be able to delegate responsibilities. You need to trust the people, especially when it's such a high stress, high wire act of what you're doing. There's only 17 games in a football season. You only have how many drives a game, you know? And if you really look at it, there's not that much. And that's why a lot of these coaches stress over it. And certain guys have better work. I think Liam Cohen's a guy who adapts to his players. I think we've seen that now where he's been able to have success with Stafford, with Baker, with Lawrence in Jacksonville. McVay and Shanahan, it seems to me, are more, they have their system and they can just plug in whoever's in there, whether it's Mac Jones or, someone that can protect the ball. So everyone is different and they have varying degrees of success, but by and large, I think there's maybe a dozen people capable of it out of 32 teams. And how many of those coaches and quarterbacks are actually paired up on the same team?
Yeah.
Part of the Mahomes and Andy Reid magic and the Chiefs having their little run is because that combo, it worked well together.
I think it's something Scott said a long time ago. Play to win. Don't play not to lose. You know, you got to let the guy get up there and change the play. And you know what? Half the time it might not work out, but I'd rather win going for it.
Talking about it not working out and going for it, like Dave Canales calling a flea flicker yesterday.
Look good.
That would be going for it
us.
and it not working out.
I liked it.
I do believe, Patrick, and again, this goes back to you playing quarterback. I believe any quarterback that's been in the league 3 to 5 years, much less 5 to 10 years, any quarterback. I don't care if it's the guy in the practice squad. I don't care if it's the number 2 guy, any of them. Forget their physical ability. Mentally, sitting in that quarterback room where you've sat, any quarterback has the ability in the NFL to call audibles. Any of them have the ability. Do they have the mechanics? Do they have but they all sit in the same room with the same guys. They might not get the reps, but as far as seeing the game, knowing the playbook, they all have the ability to call it. They all don't have the as you say, the cojones to call it. I believe we hamstring Baker Mayfield when we don't let him call his game.
I would agree.
I believe that. We've seen it with 2 coordinators where they let him be Baker. This coordinator, I don't think does.
And we'll attribute a little bit to the offensive line being hurt. And him being hurt. I mean, there's been a lot of
changed from the first 8 games.
They pulled him back,
I think a
whether
little
it's
bit-
been injury or not.
So my leading theory is you just nailed it. I believe that due to the limitations of our offensive personnel,
Yes.
which not just Baker's injuries, which we've touched
No.
on, because our offensive line has not been good.
No.
That is a huge thing. Where offensive line was top of the league with Canales and with Liam, and you cannot blame that on the offense coordinator.
No.
Sometimes it's luck of everything matching up together and having good health, not having worse. Obviously, not good. We haven't had the same continuity.
You're
That
right.
is a huge factor that, admittedly, most people just don't know how to analyze or even care about offensive line play. You can't bet on it. They don't play fantasy sports. You know what I mean?
It's funny you brought that up. It would be cool if we could do pancake blocks in fantasy.
It'd be
You know,
awesome.
or something. He didn't allow so many sack. You know,
But this is why so much blame gets just placed on a quarterback
Oh,
because
yeah.
they touch the ball every play, and it's so much
Of
easier
course.
to
there's
say,
there's two things I'll
But
bring
no,
up, Josh.
I'm
I'll
sorry,
tell you,
again.
the refs yesterday, there was one play, and I think everyone will remember it. There's a play, they got that long pass they hit down the sideline.
Correct.
Our DB blitzed, and their running back absolutely tackled him.
Oh yeah.
Everyone saw it, and I'm just thinking to myself, how do you not call stuff like there are certain plays that you have to ask? The referee's standing right there. He's only got one job to watch the quarter, stuff like that.
Johnny Unitas said it best. When you can tell the head coach, you're wrong, I'm right, then you've arrived. And that's where these NFL quarterbacks aren't there. I remember Jim McMahon changing plays for the Bears, and it was funny. It'd be the simplest thing, but he knew that was the right thing to do, so he did it anyway. He would give the ball to Matt Suey, on an underneath handoff because he saw the defense was lined up to kill Walter. Not going to do it, Coach Ditka. And Ditka would get on him. Got any more surprises for me, Jim? Yeah, Coach, I do. I'm not going to let my team get hurt. And if it's the right play, I'm going to do it. We're just not going to go 3 yards and punt the ball, even though we're up by 2 touchdowns. I've come back from 2 touchdowns. I don't want it to happen to me. And, that's when Ditka said, you know what? That guy, got to give it to him. He's a gamer. He knows what he's doing. I'll never forget when Tony Romo went into Parcells' office and Jerry Jones, they're trying to really hurt him on the negotiations of the contract. He says, guys, look, I'm your number one quarterback. I've proven myself. I'm ready to go, Coach Parcells. If you want me, I'm here. Give me a fair contract. And Coach Parcells says, come back tomorrow. We'll work this out. And he went, Jerry, we got ourselves a quarterback. He's willing to stand up and do what it takes.
And again, you're talking about some of the best coaches to ever coach, to
Amen.
ever put
You're right.
on a whistle.
You're right.
And that quality right there, again, like I'm talking about, this goes for any leadership position. Having the humility, having the awareness to say, hey, he's right, I'm wrong. This is what is better for us and for the team.
Yes.
When you get into situations where franchises are struggling, jobs are on the line, all of a sudden it becomes me, and you're coaching for your job instead of what is best for the team. And that sort of dysfunction is very, very hard to overcome. And you've got to be able to have the trust. And then, to segue over to college football here, you look at Indiana. They have the pieces. You have a Heisman winning quarterback. You have an elite head coach, proven now, and you've got the money from Mark Cuban there funneling it in.
Nice
and whoever-
trifecta.
I mean, you have to be on the same page. And then you get this revolving door of, well, we got this quarterback, but now we're firing the coach midseason and then the GM. And it's like, you got to, the reason, like we said, the Patriots, Kraft, Belichick, Brady, everything else from there can get into place. Where we've had, from the Glazers, and then Light has been good. I do think he's been kind of skating a little bit because his drafts have been so nice. He's missing on free agents. We can't not, you have to have pass rush in this league. Hassan Reddick was a whiff. So it's hard. It is a very, very, very difficult job. And where Indiana now, I'm telling you, if they were any other school, and what they just did to Alabama, that was like Ali versus Liston.
Yes.
That was big, strong, tough guy.
Whoa.
Lost to like the precise, confident, brash, trash talker. Signetti, literally, hey, Google me. I'm not saying Indiana is Ali. I'm not saying they're not either.
Dude, that was
they
a
have-
great
they
analogy.
have
I love
everything.
it. Old school analogy from Josh Levinson. I'm digging it, baby.
So who do we got left, guys?
We have the Ole Miss Rebels, baby, and they're taking on the Miami Hurricanes. And that's going to be one heck of a game. I can't wait to see this one, brother. It's going to be awesome. Please don't let me down, guys. And then Indiana's taking on Oregon, who to me, rematch, baby. I think Oregon is the best all-around complete team in this Final Four. Josh, agree, disagree, and then you chime in, Scott.
Oh no, absolutely. Indiana's the best. Like I'm saying, for me,
Okay.
this is just preconceived bias type stuff. If they were any other school, if they had any other colors, any other team, we would be viewing them totally
So
different.
We
got-
would. That's a
If
good
this was
analogy.
Penn State,
Yes. Yeah.
I mean, we would be absolutely holding them in such a higher regard.
So we've got one SEC,
two
Correct.
Big Ten,
two
and
Big
ACC.
Tens,
An
and
ACC,
an
baby.
ACC.
Oh, look at you. You're happy it's only one SEC.
No, it's
team.
not that.
Look
It's
at that
just, guys,
face.
this just goes to show what college football has become. We can talk about dominant conferences.
The Big Ten.
I,
The Big Ten has clearly been the most dominant conference.
but
It's clear it's the Big Ten and the SEC. There's no one else holds a candle.
I think that the more you get this Cuban sort of dealing, you're going to have other schools that pop up that with a lot of money because Eddie Murphy went to school here or this one went to school
You're
here.
right.
And they're going to be able to buy whoever they want to buy. And I think you're going to see some smaller schools, not small.
I know what you mean.
You know what I'm saying? It's just no one. You could have asked 150 people this year, would you bet $100 on Indiana? And not one person would have bet on them.
I mean, they
before
were-
the
they
season
were-
started,
no,
no.
dude,
Because
this is-
last year, let me
and-
go the year
exactly,
before. If you said that,
exactly.
yes.
To be in the Final Four,
Oh,
buddy, they made the playoffs last year.
I understand that. But
Yeah.
to be in the Final Four, I don't think so.
yeah, you'd have a few people throw a hundo at it, Scott. Now, 2 years ago, shoot, you wouldn't get $1.
No, but
So-
I mean, like, to go from 11-2 last year, it's
Exactly.
not that crazy.
No, it's
They
not.
finished 8th.
Truthfully, the Panthers having a shot to win the division's more of a long shot, Scott, than Indiana making the Final Four.
And so again, to your point, but it's not just throwing money. If there's one thing we've seen that the New York Yankees have taught us,
Yes.
and that a lot of these other programs, business in general, you cannot just throw money and expect it to magically
Can't
make
cure
a
everything.
competitive program. You have to have the coach.
No.
This goes back to what we've been talking about for the majority of the show today: the coaching versus the players, and who gets credit, who gets blame. How many Kurt Signettis are out there?
Although it has worked for the Dodgers.
Great point, Scott.
Because they have it all. They have
Right.
competent ownership. They have good management. They have. It's not just
Great
throwing money.
manager.
Since
And the best player in baseball.
since Steinbrenner died and it got left up to the kids, they haven't been. Again, you're not all on the same page.
Yeah.
The Lakers, with Bus passing away, you've got siblings. I mean, this is anyone that's watched Succession or anything like that. It's props to the Glazers, honestly, because you've got 5 kids there. You've got Man U that they deal with as well. That we've been able to be competitive and remain relevant and stay.
Let's
as
talk
long.
about that. Getting back to
Like the Bucks have been better than the Cowboys for the 30 years now. Going back, when's the last time the Cowboys won a playoff game?
yeah, a lot of years.
We
man.
have 2 Super Bowls since the Cowboys.
Yep, you're
I
right.
mean,
You're right. No, it's kind of crazy to look at it that way, but you're on the money, Josh. I just wish. Again, I don't know the Bucks are this successful if they don't get to play in the NFC South. That's all I'll say, and I hate to knock them for that. The Patriots. Here's the point I want to get at, Josh. This is
I'd
why-
argue that the NFC South is maybe underrated and that it's kind of
Okay.
like the ACC was.
that could be a point.
Like,
too,
because we
Josh.
all just beat up on each other.
Yeah. Here's what, if we do the research, and I did a little bit, you're better at this than I am. The Patriots had one of the easiest schedules.
Mhm.
Okay. I have a problem with that, Josh. I don't think that should be a part of the equation. And that's why that should be eliminated.
What do you, the New England Patriots you're saying for tiebreaker purposes?
No, just in general, they had a weak schedule. If you don't think that helped them win the AFC East, you're foolish.
Of course it did. But
And
if
that
it-
needs to stop.
How do you fix a weak schedule? The schedule is preordained based off.
That's what I'm saying. If you play everybody once and then 3 outside of your conference, you're going to get more of a
You're
parity.
still going to end up with, you're just assuming that you're going to end up with more parity because you're shuffling deck chairs on the Titanic.
No, I'm not. If you play somebody twice or you get a weak division to play 3 times, that's going to.
What if you get a tough one?
I'm
Like,
saying
what if
you're
you had
not
to
going
face the NFC West this year?
You're not in my system. You're not going to have that.
But
Josh.
you're
That's what
still
I'm trying to share
going to
with you.
face different teams. There's 32 teams.
Right.
You only get to face half of them. So how do you
No,
know that you're?
I'm not. You're going to face all 15, Josh, in this formula. Okay, you play everybody once. That's 15
From your
games.
conference?
Correct.
And then no one else in the other conference.
3 outside your conference based on the record you had last year. Is that 100% formula? Of course not, Josh.
I don't even
Nothing-
think it makes it better.
Oh, I do.
You're just changing for the sake of change.
No, I'm not. I'm changing to make it more a level playing field that you're not going to be able to play your division twice. It's ridiculous. Did you enjoy the Carolina Buck game 2 weeks ago and yesterday's game,
They were
Josh?
both very competitive games. Yeah.
Okay. I didn't care. I don't care to see Tampa Bay play Carolina twice. And a lot of other people are tired of it too.
I like competitive football in general. I like
I
the
agree with
idea
that.
of building
But you loved it.
rivalries.
But you loved it when it was the Bears with Walter Payton. You loved it when I did.
One and done.
Look,
No.
but Patrick, this goes back because again, we've been talking about this forever. Get rid of divisions. If you
Yes.
want to maintain divisions because of legacy purposes and marketing and merchandising, fine. Let the teams with the better records choose their playoff opponent. Make it
I
a
love
TV
that.
show. Sell it for ratings. Hype
love
it
that
up,
idea.
Make it a whole thing.
A lot of people don't agree with us on that, Josh.
A lot of people don't agree with us on anything, Patrick, and they're wrong. That's why we're on the air and they're not.
Were we just talking about ego?
I think
I
that
just-
makes it a circus.
Oh God! See you? Yeah, I know you don't, Scott. I do. It gives you the right. Now, do we
are
agree?
a circus. The NFL is a circus. The
Yeah,
tent goes. It's a big tent.
WWE,
This is
baby.
America, man.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
by the way,
2.5 point favorites.
thing
Wasn't
I've
that
got-
funny? 3.5 to 2.5.
Speaking of the NFL, and it
Yeah.
is a circus.
Yes.
You watched the game on TV yesterday?
Yes. Both games.
Okay,
Go ahead.
AJ watched the game on TV yesterday. No,
What about you, Miko, in there?
wait.
Our
well,
fine producer.
Patrick.
Did you watch any football yesterday, young lady?
okay,
Heck
Patrick.
no. Thanks for her
You
coming
watched the
back,
game.
man. We missed her last week.
My whole
Glad you're
circadian
back,
rhythm
girl.
was all thrown off. I thought it
Wait.
was Sunday the whole time. I woke up today thinking it was
Oh,
Monday.
I know.
this whole
I know.
holiday season's messed with
Can we
me.
just talking about the game?
Go ahead. The Bucks,
And we've been
Panthers.
saying this all year.
Go ahead.
The referees.
Little loose.
Okay, a little. We have
I'm
a
being
play.
nice.
We have a play where they throw a backwards pass that bounces on the ground. The running back picks up the ball. We tackle them. They blow the whistle, and
Incomplete.
then they said no. They didn't call it incomplete. They said they marked it where the ball went out of bounds. The ball never went out of bounds. You heard them even talking about it on it. Did that ball never went out of bounds, but yet they said they marked it.
When I saw the instant replay, at first I thought it was a backward pass, Scott. But
They called it a backwards pass. They just said it went out of bounds.
on the instant replay, it was so close. The worst one ever was the Tennessee Miracle.
Yes.
I think that was forward.
Okay,
I
but
hate
the-
to say
the
it. This one
fact
was pretty
is-
unilateral.
is
It was
How
close.
do they
The
call
Magic
a play?
City Miracle.
I
Come
call it
on.
It was.
Tennessee.
How do they
Tennessee
call
special,
a play
baby.
that never happened?
Little Tennessee whiskey love. Go
That's
ahead.
my problem. How do they call a call that never happened?
Well, we would have assumed the ball would have went out of bounds, Scott. We're allowed to do that because we're the
That's
refs.
just it.
I know it's bad, brother. Well, how
A
about
play
this?
like that can cost or
The
not.
game started out as the Bucks 3.5 point favorites and ended up at 2.5. And the game ended to be a 2 point difference. Kind of funny in that blocked field goal. That'd be a little conspiracy. Josh.
We missed one too. Most games
I know.
end in a 2 to 3 point margin. That is the most common score. You know what I mean?
Because of the 2 point conversion now and all the field goals. Yeah, you're right.
It's
about
just
that.
that, yeah, most of the parody in the NFL and everything. You're sounding like at the Rose Bowl the other day. You know, they do the flyover.
Right.
It's all that. And there were people, they did like one of the stealth bombers. Like it was something that it wasn't your normal
Right.
plane that goes
Right.
over. So
You're
not
right.
something you normally see in the air.
I remember.
So people not at the Rose Bowl are like, what's that? What's that? Is it an alien? Is it a UFO? Are they attacking us? And it was just the flyover. For the
There's
Rose
been
Bowl.
some funny things this
They had
week.
to cancel the flyover at the Bucks game yesterday because they were in Venezuela instead.
Well, that's good. That was more important to cancel that and be in Venezuela. So good point, Josh. Thank you for that. Very good update, young man. Now, do you think the NFL wanted the Bucks to win yesterday? The answer is absolutely
Yeah, no
yes.
question. But did they do anything to make sure they did? Did they do anything
We'll
to
never
guarantee
know.
they had their way?
We'll never know.
Do you think they do that? I think there's
We'll
two
never
types of
know.
people in the world: those who think that things are rigged, and those who don't.
How about
Not
people?
just sports.
What about people who just like to question things? How
People
about
like-
that? Can
people
we
who
put
like to
them in a third?
Stir the pot.
stir the pot or just be informative.
You're curious like a cat. That's why your friends call you Whiskers.
There you go, brother. Well, for other reasons. But anyway,
Yeah, I believe like I say, I do not believe they will make up something, but I do believe they will on those 50-50s. Like again, explain to me how you say the ball went out of bounds.
People make mistakes.
No. That is not a mistake. That is an absolute.
Okay, so he's the type of person who thinks it's rigged. All right, we type of people in this world.
Please explain that to me.
no, it was bad.
People make mistakes.
Every referee on the field made the same mistake.
Look,
in
buddy,
New York,
being there at the game yesterday, seeing the conditions, seeing how rainy it is, seeing my vision being blurred, I still don't understand how they
In New
mark
York.
where the ball is just with their eyes and being 10
Guys,
yards, 20 yards
every
away.
ref on the field in New York made a mistake on that play, and they all saw the ball go out of bounds. That never happened.
Your
Okay.
theory is that
Okay.
So your theory is that they rigged it for the Bucks to win.
I don't think they rigged it for the Bucks to win. I think there are plays that they say if it can go one way or the other, it goes this way. It's very
That's
possible.
fair.
Okay.
All right, that's fair. Every single human being has bias. There's not a single person out there, but it could be emotional, like, oh, it was a 50-50 call. You called on one team. Now you feel bad, so you're going to give them a makeup call. I do think these things happen, but I think it just comes from human nature. And
There's a lot
until
of
everyone
truth to
gets replaced by robots, there's no way to get around that.
I think some people are more objective than others.
Absolutely.
When they called that pass interference call on McMillan, I went, oh, that's loose. Thank you for giving it to us, guys, but I wouldn't have called
I think
that.
was
and I
the
went,
right call, though. Because
Patrick, he turned his head away from the ball.
Yeah.
He extended his arms.
That's the
That's
thing.
what
Because
they're looking for.
that's
the
what they're looking
extension
for.
of
It's
the
because of
arms.
what it looked like. But what really happened, hey, the DP put his hands on him after 5
Like
yards,
I said,
too.
they could have
So
called
let
a
him-
head slap.
And or they just let it go. They both were touching each other after 5 yards. I'm letting them play. As long as it's not when the ball's in the air, then I got to call it. I can't let you manhandle the guy as he's trying to catch
Either
the ball,
way,
too.
I think one
Either way.
issue, I think one of the biggest issues is that it seems like they're taking longer to throw the flags.
I'm
You
okay
know,
with that.
But it looks better in
I
a play
don't
like
like
that.
that.
I
When
don't
you
care.
wait to throw it
Yeah.
until after he catches it, that is where you're
I
going to
don't
open
like that,
yourself up
Patrick.
for skepticism.
That's what we've talked about. These referees all wearing headsets talking to each other during the game.
The guy, because the
don't
McMillan,
like
the
that.
McMillan PI you're referring to, the ref
Mm.
who threw it was a good 20 yards away. And
Uh.
it was late. It came after the play. So, I mean, that it's like a basketball.
Because it's what your pop just said, because McMillan did extend his arm. And it shouldn't always just be that automatic. It's like in baseball, Josh. I hate when they say, well, the throw beat him there, so he's out. Not necessarily, brother. Did he make the tag or not? You know that. Scott's
Oh,
playing middle
I get
infield.
it.
So to
I
your
get it.
point, I think the reason they threw that flag is because he created the separation. If he had done that same move, but the defender stayed on him, and he
I
caught
agree.
it,
Oh,
then
yeah.
it's because it was effective. So there are
Yes.
times where they let them get away with something that maybe like you could call holding on every play,
Yes.
but unless it's really impacting something,
Well, that's a good question, though. Here's a play that had, I think, visibly two penalties. The one where they called the offensive interference with
you want to call
extending
that,
the
but
arm.
you got
All
caught
right.
on defense,
but
too.
but
So no call.
they could have called the other penalty on him too. There were two they could have called on McMillan. Okay, it applies the same. You can't come off the line and slap the guy in the head to get a move.
see the one that
So you could call either one on that.
I thought the most controversial or was most surprising non-call rather was when Servassier Dennis ripped off the guy's helmet.
Oh yeah, I
what was
can't.
that?
We got off lucky. I mean, it was rigged because they didn't want to call it on us. Like, I don't know, whatever your theory is.
I love it.
I mean, he ripped the helmet
Oh, it
off
was
right
nasty.
away,
Why
and then they
can't
called
New-
the OPI after. I mean,
Why can New
I've
York
always said
not-
that, Josh.
Why can New York? I don't like how this New York connection works. We can intervene on some, but we can't intervene on others.
Yep.
I mean, either you're calling the game or you're not.
Yeah, it's amazing. We're going to take another quick time out here on AM 860 The Answer. Miss Amigo will take us to break. Our fabulous producer over there, rocking and rolling. And we come back, we'll finish up with who's going to win this weekend in the football games. Josh and I and Scott will go down a little fantasy love. for more FanDuel than anything, because most leagues are done. They woke up, because when people sit out the last week, it's kind of silly to have a fantasy championship. We'll be right back in 2 minutes. Hi, folks. You've heard about Opportunity Knocks. Better answer the door. Well, guess what? There's a new meat market right across from Armwood High School called Opportunity Knocks, taking care of everybody out there when it comes to restaurants with their food. Well, guess what? Now you get restaurant quality right at Opportunity Knocks across from Armwood High School. You won't go wrong. Football season, we're right in the meat of it, pun intended, and you can't beat it. Grilling it, frying it, however you want to do it, we'll make it happen at Opportunity Knocks, next to Martha's Restaurant.
Happy Sunday from the Sports Zone with Patrick Highland. And we do hope that it's a happy day and that everything is going as well for you and your family as it possibly can. That today is a good day and that you have many, many more good days in front of you. But no matter how well any of us are doing on this good day, the unfortunate reality of life remains that all of us are likely to face bad days in the future, no matter how distant that future may seem right now. When it comes to matters of health, particularly as we and our loved ones get older, it's predictable that all of us are likely to face hard challenges the longer we live, and that is multiplied by the amount of people we are directly responsible for. You may not want to ask yourself this question, but what if something unexpected happened to you today or tomorrow? How would your family be impacted, particularly those who are relying on you? Is there a plan in place for the bad days that all of us will inevitably face? Just like the best time to prepare for the storm is before storm season arises, so too is it best to prepare for the toughest seasons of your life during these times, which are relatively good and free from the storms. If you don't feel confident that you're prepared for those bad days ahead, either for yourself or your family, give Patrick Highland a call right now. 813-966-1052. That's 813-966-1052. Patrick has insurance solutions and years of experience helping people plan for their financial future and guiding them through the storms of their lives. When it comes to matters of health, finances, and the challenges that go along with getting older, Patrick's experience can help you find the right answers. You can't ensure that bad days ahead won't happen, but you can insure yourself against the worst possible scenarios. So buy yourself some peace of mind while your skies are still peaceful and call Patrick Highland today. 813-966-1052. That's 813-966-1052. And if you're a veteran, we thank you for your service.
Welcome back to the Sports Zone. Let's get back to the discussion. In Hillsboro, 813-289-1860. Anywhere else, toll free 877-969-8600. And now your host, Patrick Highland.
All right, folks, thanks for hanging in there with us. Josh and I and Scott will go down the list now. I'm going to save the Saints and Falcons game for our last 2 minutes of this segment. Packers at the Vikings. Now, Josh, I'm glad you have the computer rocking and rolling over there. My understanding in the paper, it has the Vikings by 5.5, but I think the new line in Vegas is probably around 11, if not higher. So
for the Vikings?
Yes,
yeah,
sir.
they're favored by 12.5.
Yeah, I knew that was good. Talk about getting a middle. You know, there's a lot of middles if you played earlier this week that you could be in a good position. I'm curious to see how many middles hit, if at all. That'll be something fun to look at. I think the Vikings will win the game because if the Packers are smart, they have nothing to play for. So just, make it an exhibition game. Maybe have your guys play the first quarter. I might do that, and then we're done.
How much does it piss guys off that are playing for bonuses?
Then then the coaches, if they're smart, they'll let them get their bonus, then pull them out of the game. So that's how that would work. Josh, do you agree the Vikings win this game, or is it possible the Packers still win it with?
I mean, anything can happen with these games because there's really not anything to play for one way or the other. You know what I mean? So I lean towards taking the points.
Same here.
But I do think the Vikings will end up winning.
Yes. Titans at the Jaguars. Now, the Jags need this game.
Jags win.
No question about it, right?
Like 31-16 type.
Oh, so you think they're going to cover the 11.5?
The Titans don't have – the Jaguars are a good team. The Titans are not a good team.
And it's in
But
Jags.
Cam Ward is good.
He is.
So this is a team that if they can just get a coach in there, surround Cam Ward with talent, like he is good.
Yeah.
He can make some throws that are just incredible.
Colts at Texans. Okay. You got to think the Texans are going to win that game,
Yeah.
unless Riley Leonard plays out of his
No,
score.
and even then, I don't think Texans are
Talking,
arguably
I
the
meant
best
to bring
defense
this
in
up
the
to
league.
you. We talked about old Philip Rivers. They're talking about him now possibly being able to land a head coaching job somewhere.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, you saw the impact he had. Matt Ryan's looking to get involved in the front office.
Could be interesting. Just food for thought.
Yeah, I think it's a solid option. Again, there was a report that John Harbaugh's future with the Ravens is up in the air too.
Yeah. Well, would you love to see him here in Tampa?
Oh, I've been saying that the whole time. Do what we did when we got Gruden. Make a trade for a coach.
Or should if they fire him, we won't have to.
Which,
Even better.
And I don't think that's happening.
Oh, you don't think they'll fire him even if they lose today?
If you make a decision based off of whether the Saints or Falcons win, I think that is not smart decision making.
No, I'm saying if Pittsburgh beats the Ravens and
You're
they're out of the
talking about
playoffs.
Todd. I think they move on from Harbaugh, but they'll try to trade him because the Ravens are smart and they know how to maximize their assets. So a team like the Browns or the Titans or
the Buccaroos.
But no, I don't. I think Todd Bowles and Jason Light will both be back next year. Like it'll be the same squad, everyone back together next year. Baker.
Okay, you heard it first.
Because then it'll be, do we pay Baker the super big mega deal?
Okay.
Like next year will be kind of make or break for the whole administration. If you will.
I'm really curious to see what's going to happen, Josh. That's really some good points you're making. I'm not going to talk about the games that have no relevance. Dolphins at the Patriots. The Patriots need to win this game to,
Patriots roll.
I think so too. I really do.
Yeah.
Do they cover?
So if you want to throw like a donkey parlay together today, because there's it's hard to like identify who does what. Bills, Patriots, Jaguars, Texans.
Just put them on the win line and
four.
Yeah.
They've you want to try to put something together for some sort of fair odds. That would be the way to approach it.
Are you saying covering the number or
no? Just money.
Just to win.
Up to
because
win.
again, you could see Josh Allen get benched in the second half. I think once Drake May locks up the MVP, you could see him take. So I think those 4 AFC teams. If you're trying to, that's the way because everyone thinks
you're probably looking at even money.
Not even because they jack everything up and now there's lines out, and then a lot of people like to bet off of the contract incentives.
Yes,
it's just Vegas knows what those lines are as well. You're not finding a secret angle or anything like that. I think for defensive guys, because it's really up to them, right? How much effort they want to put in to get a sack,
right?
But you're not going to see Tom Brady feeding Gronk to get his contract bonus or anything like that necessarily. Like we were saying, everyone has different jobs to play for.
Right.
That goes for the defenders too. So I don't know. I try to refrain from blindly saying, incentive, so they're going to get it.
Would you agree the Rams, I think, are going to take care of the Cardinals so they don't have to come here and play the Bucks?
After last week, who knows?
I don't. McVay typically goes rogue in these situations and doesn't. So with that, it's like, does he want to try to get Stafford the MVP?
Right.
Does he want to arrest Kyron Williams? They have some older guys like Devontae Adams, who I don't expect.
I just don't see the Cardinals beating them, though, Josh.
I don't expect them to beat them.
I think they could be your 5th team in that parlay you just mentioned.
They could. You could go with a few different. It's just there's two. Asking for 4 things to go right is hard enough, and we've seen things happen before. It's not just because we've seen eliminated teams from the playoffs knock someone out of the playoffs in week 18 and deprive them from going.
That's a great point you just
like
made.
Detroit beat Green Bay a few years ago.
And like you said, the Bills, you think they'll cover against the Jets. Well, they've upped that son of a gun to like 13.5.
Yeah, I mean, they faced earlier in the season. It was 31-10, if I remember correctly. And they're going to probably do that again. The Jets are done, bro. They don't want to play. They don't want to be there. They're not going to be able to score.
The Eagles,
they're not coming back.
I mean, the Eagles
done.
and the Bears. We'll talk about that, before we run out of time here. The Eagles, need the game, and so do the Bears.
Well, the Eagles are facing the Caucasians.
Right.
And the Bears are facing the
Lions. Yeah. So,
both of those are stayaways for me.
Yeah.
Actually,
I think the Bears will win. I think the Eagles will win.
Eagles backups are probably better than the Caucasians players, honestly.
Depends if you want to be the 2nd or 3rd seed. Here we go again. It's very interesting on how that works. And then before we get to the Atlanta game, the Ravens at the Steelers. Who do you think is going to win that game, Josh?
Ravens.
You do?
Yeah, I mean, I don't like saying that because this is the type of spot that Mike Tomlin thrives in. How many times have we seen him as an underdog, prime time, win an ugly 12-9 type game?
Yes.
I don't think they can. This team, there's no way.
I think the Steelers win.
Do you really?
Yes.
I
Yeah.
don't.
Okay.
No,
Well,
no.
now this is when our bias is probably going to take hold here. Josh, forget your heart. I'll forget my heart. And you too, Scotty. Atlanta beats the Saints.
Is Bijan Robinson playing?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I know.
Unless,
so too, right?
But what the Saints have done this year, I mean, they are playing a team. They can walk out of that stadium with the biggest smile saying, we just slapped your ass and you ain't going to the playoffs.
Well, no, the Falcons don't get to go to the playoffs.
No. I'm saying,
I wish they did.
That mentality, guys.
Yeah.
That mentality.
Yeah. Well, I'm hoping Shuck's going to say, you know what? I've proven myself the last few weeks. I'm going to prove myself one more week, and I'm going to show my guys that we're ready next year to rock
It's
and
hard
roll.
to bet against the Saints.
I wish it was in New Orleans. Unfortunately, it's in Atlanta. So we'll see what happens.
But they're both in domes, so it shouldn't be any different for them.
Home field advantage, smart Alec. I wish the game was in a dome
But
yesterday.
you
That
tell
sloppy
me a
game
dome, there
yesterday.
is no home field. They're all the same.
No, they're not. You know there's home field advantage.
Atlanta and New Orleans both show out. I think Atlanta wins. It just, as a Bucks fan, it feels like that's what we're destined for. To like be good, go back down, then have this last glimmer of hope, and then Atlanta winds up winning. It'll be excruciating.
Will
It'll
be
be
Levante
close.
David's last game. Was yesterday's
Yes,
last
I
game?
hope so. I mean, I think Mike needs to go too, man.
Whoa, so Mikey and Levante, you know, if those two retire, man, that's going to be interesting about your theory about them both coming back.
So once again, it could be a one last ride type deal next year with Baker on the contract, Todd. Maybe they bring in a big addition, something
I
like
think
that.
play sparingly.
I think they both have one more year.
I hope so. We'll see, man. It's going to be interesting. Well, like you said earlier in the show, to start us off, man, let's jambalaya it up. Let's shuck it up, baby. Get those oysters shucking, Tyler.
Hurricanes for everybody.
There you go, baby, in Atlanta, hot Atlanta. Folks, God bless you. Do a random act of kindness for your fellow man this week.
Peace, Tampa Bay. Peace.
The fight against sexual exploitation begins at home. Sexual exploitation is no longer a distant